So in this video I'm going to show you how to set up a custom color scale in PolyWorks. I get this question all the time. It's a little difficult to do at first, and since I've had this question so often in the past month or so, I thought I'd make a tutorial and show you how it's done. So if you look to the right hand side of my screen, you can see I have a customized color scale. It's a bit involved, a lot of different segments in it. But you can see the upper tolerance is different than the lower. I've got plus 1.0, and at the extreme negative I have minus 0.75. Okay, so let's open the editor and then we'll talk about it. So it's this little button here on the right hand side with the wrench. Just give that a click. Okay, so probably the best way to explain how to make a new color scale, or how to make a custom color scale, is to just create a new one. So if we keep it on Use Customize Scale, let's go to Add, and then we'll just create a new one. So let's give it a name, Color Scale 100, and Add. Okay, so now we have a blank slate. So let's go ahead and edit that, and you can see the distinction that it's a user color scale, USR, right there. So I'll click the Edit button. Okay, so the first thing we need to understand about a custom color scale is the terminology. So we're dealing with color segments and what's called limit cursors. So a color segment, and there are 6 by default, so I'll just click on them here. So it's these segments in between the limit cursors. The limit cursors are those gray triangles, and each one of these we can customize and set colors and set segments within the color segments. So the first thing I want to do is change the upper limit of 50. So let's change the max up here. So 50 is pretty huge. I'm going to change that. Let's say we'll go to 6.0 as an upper limit. Now let's change the lower limit. I'm going to right click that limit cursor, and it opens the limit value dialog box. So let's go with minus, say 4.0. And if we wanted to change the upper warning, the lower warning, we can go ahead and do that as well. Instead of upper as a 2.5, let's go ahead and change that. And I'll change that to 3.0. So anyways, we can do that to each one of these segment upper and lower limits. So this is 3 to 6, this is 0.5 to 3.0, and so forth. So however you want to do that. We can even split a segment, so this zone here, the 0 to 0.5, if we click on it, we can split it to make it in half. The other thing we can do with these limit cursors is drag them. So when we drag it, it's just a visual aid. It doesn't change any of the values. And you can see, so however we want to present it, we can just determine that here just by dragging those cursor limits. Okay, so the other thing we can do is change the colors. So if we only wanted one solid color, say for example, so again we're dealing with color segments. So I'm going to click here, and you can see there are 4 colors indicated here. So if I only wanted one, if I just wanted to make it yellow, we put the number of colors to 1, and then we decide the color. So it's yellow, which is what I wanted, but if that's not what I wanted, you know, I can make it any shade I want. So you can see the change there. So this limit here from to the upper warning level is now just a solid yellow. If we wanted to have 3 shades of yellow, enter the number of colors to 3, and then we can specify what's at the top of the color segment and the color that's at the bottom. So quite a bit of editing capabilities here. So that looks pretty good. That's my new color scale. I call it Color Scale 100, max 6.0, minimum minus 4.0. So let's save that, or apply and close. And there is my color scale, and that looks pretty good. So like I said, I have had a lot of requests for this. It's a little difficult to work with, but once you know what you can do with color segments and the function of the cursor limit, then you can just go ahead and make your own. Okay, so I hope you found that useful. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.